right, second graders, make sure that you've solved problem number 1 independently before continuing with the video. Our objective today is I can use place value concepts to solve word problems. All right, let's read the problem together. Miss Stephanie has 1,000 books. She wants to put 10 books in each bucket and 10 buckets on each shelf. How many buckets of books will Miss Stephanie have? How many shelves of books will Miss Stephanie have? Right? Circled my important numbers. I'm going to underline my questions. I have 2 questions. How many buckets of books will Miss Stephanie have? How many shelves of books will Miss Stephanie have? All right, I'm showing you a strategy that I see every year from students. And I started by drawing or representing a bucket of books. So my square here is representing my bucket. And because the problem said there are 10 books in each bucket, I wrote the number 10. So I started counting by tens, creating my buckets, counting by tens until I got to 1,000 because it said Miss Stephanie has 1,000 books. Next, I found 10 buckets of books and I outlined it in gray because the problem says that there are 10 buckets on each shelf. Okay, so each outlined in gray picture here represents one shelf. So once I outlined all of my 10 buckets, I counted my shelves. I had 1 shelf, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in all, I landed up with 10 shelves. And if I count my buckets, I would have 100 buckets. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100 buckets. That's one strategy. Another strategy I'll show you is similar in that we're drawing tens. This is how I had my brain sort of process this. I was thinking about a shelf. So I literally drew a shelf. And I was thinking about, okay, if there are 10 books in each bucket, I drew a bucket with 10 inside. And there's 10 buckets on each shelf, I made sure that I drew 10 buckets on a shelf. And then I stopped there and I counted. Okay, so I thought if there's 10 buckets on each shelf, I made a label, 10 buckets for one shelf. And then I wanted to know, well, how many books are there? Because it says in all there's 1,000 books, but on one shelf, if there's 10 buckets and 10 books in each bucket, how many books will there be total? There'd be 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 books. So then I thought, okay, well, if there's 100 books on one shelf, then on 2 shelves, there's going to be a total of 200 books. And then on 3 shelves, there'll be 300, 4 shelves, 400, 5 shelves, 500, 6 shelves, 600. On 7 shelves, it'd be 700. On 8 shelves, it'd be 800. On 9 shelves, there'd be 900. And on 10 shelves, there would be 1,000 books because in 1,000, there are 10 hundreds. Okay, so there, by the time I got to 1,000 books, that showed me that there's going to be 10 shelves. Same answer I got in the last one. Okay, 10 shelves. And then I wanted to know, the first question was how many buckets of books? So if one shelf held 10 buckets, how many buckets would I have in total? And so if I have 1,000 books, by the time I got there, I would land up with 100 buckets, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 buckets. So Miss Stephanie will have 100 buckets and she will have 10 shelves. So I'm counting by tens in both strategies. Which strategy do you think you're going to try for the next problem? Have fun. See you tomorrow.